Coaches, ever wonder what the toughest job in the air raid is? Stay tuned. Coaches, welcome back to the 92 Meshgroup channel. This is Coach Colthorpe out of North Carolina. Really excited to be talking with you guys today. Hopefully you're having a good season and things are going well. It's a good day for football. It's finally cooled off a little bit here in North Carolina. We've had 100 degrees all week and it's back in the 70s here on a Saturday, so we're really excited about that. Let's talk a little bit of air raid. And if you enjoy talking about the air raid and you like the content we're putting out, we'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you know when we go live. I'm really excited about what the direction the channel is going right now. We've got a lot of guest contributors who are coming in and doing videos, and we're just really excited about that because, like I said, I don't want this just to be about me, but I want to be able to share other ideas. A lot's going on in the world of the air raid right now. And it made me think about what the toughest job in the air raid is. And, you know, a lot of people would say, well, is it the offensive coordinator? Is it the offensive line coach? You know, the head coach? And to me, as a head coach, the hardest part for me was I had to go hire a defensive coordinator. And for me, the toughest job in the air raid is that defensive coordinator job because that person has to change his way of thinking. Because most guys, you know, who are DCs, they're really concerned about how many points they give up a game, you know, how many yards they're giving up a game, and all this other stuff. And listen, you know, if I'm trying to run 70 to 80 snaps a game, that means you're probably going to play 60 to 70 snaps of defense instead of 40 or 50, which means the other team is going to have opportunities to score. So, you know, I came up with probably 3 things that you have to think about when you start thinking about hiring your defensive coordinator. Because the first question I always ask my defensive coordinator is, hey, listen, what are you going to do when we go 3 and out and only 15 seconds came off the clock? And they're going to be like, well, because most defensive guys want you to run the ball, get off the field, and you know, let them play defense, and then you go on a 15-yard drive and let them chill. And you know, that's just not the way the air raid works. And so you saw even with Washington State with Tracy Clace, you know, resigning today or yesterday, and you know, the thing that he said is, hey, listen, you know, I didn't have personal reasons, I wasn't sick, I just didn't get the job done, and you know, that's important. So the first thing I tell my defensive coordinator is this: I need you to worry more about points than yards. Don't worry about how many yards you're giving up a game, because I don't really care. You know, just hold them to, you know, 21 points a game. If you're an air raid defensive coordinator and you can hold them to 21 points a game, you got a good shot at being a pretty good team, because we're gonna score points. We're gonna score points. You know, I've never been an air raid coach that didn't score points, and that goes back to, you know, who you have on your team and where you put them. You know, one of the biggest things about the air raid is this: you have to get out of this mentality of that 1 in 10, and we talked about this a little bit. That idea that you're gonna take your best player, make him quarterback, and the next 10 guys go on defense. If you're gonna be a successful air raid coach, you can't do that. You got to take your 5 best guys and put them on offense. Put your 5 best guys, put them on offense, and let everybody else fall into place, and you'll find that you'll score a ton of points and you'll be very, very successful. Okay, and you know, that may be an unpopular decision. You know, in the comments below, tell me how dumb I am, because a lot of people, they can't comprehend that piece. They're like, well, coach, coach, you know, we got to be great on defense. Not you know, look, it's like this: do you want to get beat 35-28, or do you want to get beat 21-7? You know, getting beat 35-28 is a lot easier to build off of than getting beat 21-7. You know, and so you got to think about that, and you'll find that your defensive guys get really excited about it. So you talk about points over yards. You want that defensive coordinator to look at there and say, hey, look, 21 points a game, I've got you, coach, we're good. The second thing is this: they have to have this attitude that you have on offense. We are going to attack people, get after them, and get the ball back to our offense as fast as possible. And you geek your defense up because, hey, look, yeah, you're going to play more defense, but guess what that means? That means more sacks, more interceptions, more turnovers created, more film, more highlights, and more guys going to school. I've had more college guys off of my defenses than I have off of my offenses. And even when I had really good teams, my first team at Red Springs, you know, we had, you know, 4 guys signed. 3 of them were defensive guys. You know, outside linebackers, inside linebackers, we had a D lineman go. You know, we got those guys, and those guys were because we were so good offensively that they could just pin their ears back and get after it. And so that was one of the things that, and that was one of the things that Tracy Clay said in his interview today. He's like, look, I understand that our defense has to be more speed related, because guess what's going to happen? They're going to have to throw the ball more because you're scoring points, and so you got to be able to get after the quarterback. So this idea of putting these big fat guys out there who are just going to stop the run, people aren't going to run on you as much as they used to if you're scoring points, because they're going to have to put up. And if they are trying to run, you're in good shape. So, I talked to him about, hey, have that attitude, have that stats, and don't be afraid to make mistakes, because in the air raid, you're never out of the game. You're never out of the game. You could be down 21-6, going into the fourth quarter. Next thing you know, you're winning, 27-5 or 27-21. So you never know what's going on with that. And it's really, really important. So when you start looking at your defensive coordinators, you talk to them about these things. Hey, look, our expectation is, 21 points per game. Create turnovers. Be positive in a turnover ratio. Have this attacking attitude. And that attitude has to go over into other things too. Special teams, block kicks, get after it. Don't be conservative. Tell them, Baxter. My puppy is really excited about 92 Meshgroup too. He's an Aussie, man. If you guys ever had a puppy, hit in the comments down below about how hard it is to watch film when you have a puppy in the house. But anyway, so we want to look at points over yards, that attitude, create more stats. Hey, tell them defense guys, hey, we can have more stats because you're going to play more defense. And listen. And know that they're going to have a cushion because you're going to get after it. Hey, listen, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, once again, I would love for you to subscribe. We're almost to 1,800. I want to get us to 2,000 pretty quick because, this channel is growing like crazy. Really excited about Air Raid Nation. I'm almost ready to announce the venue. I'm working on that. Really want to thank our Patreons who have joined up and helped us try to fund this thing. If you got it in your heart and you want to give us $5 or $10 a month to help fund this thing, that would be great. Check us out at patreon.com/92meshgroup. If you haven't joined the squadron meeting room, check that out. There's some good stuff in the squadron meeting room. Guys are starting to chit chat a little bit more as we get towards the end of the season. And also the jobs board. Really excited about the jobs board. If you're a member of the Total Air Raid system, and if you haven't, you can join it this month for $64.99. It's a really good deal. But if you're a member of the Total Air Raid system, you have free access to the jobs board. Really excited about that. Let's get some resumes up there, start talking. I know as the season gets over, guys will start posting positions and you'll be able to move around. And I can't tell you how many guys have messaged me over the last couple of weeks saying, Coach, I really want to run this air raid. I really want to do these things, but my head coach doesn't like it, or this guy doesn't do this. And I just really want to go somewhere where I can be around guys who believe like I do. And that's the reason why we started this jobs board, so you could be around air raid people. So if you want to go to a place and work with an air raid coach, look on the jobs board. There'll be some stuff up there, I promise you. And May 8th, when we get Coach Mummy up here and the rest of the guys, Air Raid Nation is going to be great. And check us out on the website at 92meshgroup.com. And as always, spin it to win.